There's a paradox I believe will surprise many of you. Americans eat more chicken than any other nation in the world. According to the USDA report in 2022, the average American consumes over 96 pounds of chicken every year. That's more than 40 kilos of chicken. But here's the sad part. While we eat so much chicken, most of us only go for the white meat and throw away the parts that are actually the most valuable. And those very parts we toss aside. Both modern science and traditional Eastern medicine consider them true healing treasures for the kidneys, the blood, and healthy aging. As a physician with more than 30 years of experience studying nutrition and kidney health, I've seen countless older patients worn down by nighttime urination, exhausted from anemia, aching from weak bones, all while the answer was sitting right in their very own kitchen. You may have never heard this before, but today I'll share with you 3 parts of the chicken that nearly every American throws away, yet if you know how to use them, they can support kidney health, reduce nighttime bathroom trips, boost energy, and even add years to your life. So please stay with me until the end of this video, because I'll also reveal a simple bonus tip how to combine these chicken parts with familiar spices, turning them into a recipe that's not only nourishing but also safe for your health as you age. So, what are those 3 parts? Let's begin with the very first one, something that, after every chicken dinner, Americans usually pile up on their plates and toss straight into the trash. But in Asia, it's cherished as nothing less than a natural kidney tonic from heaven. That's right, I'm talking about chicken bones and bone marrow, a hidden treasure, waiting to be discovered in a humble pot of broth. The very first part that most Americans throw away is the bones and the marrow inside them. Think about it for a moment. After every roasted chicken or fried chicken dinner, what's left on the table? Piles of bones with a little meat still clinging to them. Most people just gnaw on a wing or a drumstick and then toss the rest. But in Asia, those very bones are carefully saved and simmered for hours, transformed into what they call bone broth, a tonic for the kidneys and the bones. A fascinating difference between 2 cultures. When chicken bones are simmered slowly, the collagen-type Roman II, glucosamine, chondroitin, and calcium inside the bones and marrow are released into the broth. These compounds don't just nourish the joints, they also help reduce inflammation in kidney tissue, improving the kidney's ability to filter blood. A 2018 study published in the Journal of Renal Nutrition showed that collagen peptides from bone broth improved glomerular filtration and reduced chronic kidney inflammation. And interestingly, this lines up perfectly with ancient Eastern wisdom. The kidney stores essence, which generates marrow. Eating marrow nourishes the kidney and strengthens the bones. In other words, long before modern science, Asian traditions already believed that bone marrow was a vital food to strengthen kidneys and keep bones resilient. I remember one of my patients, Alina, age 72. She suffered from arthritis and had to get up 3 or 4 times every night to use the bathroom. For years, she ate only chicken breast because she thought it was the cleanest, healthiest part. The bones, she threw them away. I suggested she try making chicken bone soup simmered with ginger and turmeric, a simple dish that Asian families have used for generations to support kidney health. After just 2 months of having it 3 times a week, she came back and told me, "Doctor, my joints ache less, and best of all, I'm sleeping more soundly. I don't wake up nearly as often to use the bathroom. I never imagined the part I used to throw away could make such a difference. That story reminded me once again that sometimes the most nourishing things are the ones we overlook. Benefits for seniors. Helps ease joint pain and prevent arthritis. Supports the kidneys in filtering blood, reducing nighttime urination. Provides easily absorbed minerals like calcium and magnesium, which are vital for bone strength. Nutrients Journal, 2021. How to use it. Simmer chicken bones for at least 4 to 6 hours to release the nutrients. Add ginger, turmeric, or garlic to cut down odor and enhance anti-inflammatory benefits. Enjoy a small bowl of warm bone broth in the evening. It soothes the body, helps sleep, and supports the kidneys. Who should be careful? People with high uric acid or gout should avoid very concentrated broths, as they may increase purines. Always strain thoroughly to remove tiny bone fragments, especially for older adults with weak teeth. So, chicken bones and marrow, what many of us call trash, turn out to be a hidden treasure for the kidneys and the joints. But what about the second part? Here's the twist. It's not something we throw away. In fact, you can still find it packaged in American supermarkets. Yet most people take one look at it and walk right past. In Eastern medicine, though, it's honored with a very special name: gold inside the chicken's belly. I'm talking about the chicken gizzard, and next, I'll show you why something so humble and inexpensive can become a natural remedy for both digestion and kidney health. If chicken bones and marrow are a hidden treasure tossed in the trash, then this second part is even more remarkable. Here in the U.S., you often find it packaged in small trays at the supermarket, sold cheaply. Most Americans walk right by without giving it a second glance. But in Eastern medicine, it's honored with the name gold inside the chicken's belly. I'm talking about the chicken gizzard, a part many people consider unworthy, yet it may hold the secret to stronger kidneys and a healthier digestive system. The gizzard is actually a muscular organ that helps the chicken grind down its food. Because of that, it's packed with unique proteins, collagen, zinc, iron, B vitamins, and natural digestive enzymes. A 2020 study published in the Journal of Food Science found that the thin inner lining of the gizzard, known in Eastern medicine as urination, contains enzymes that break down starches and fats, supporting digestion and easing the burden on the kidneys. Eastern traditions have long considered urination a valuable remedy for indigestion, nighttime urination, and fatigue linked to weak kidneys. One ancient text describes it this way: urination dissolves food, relieves accumulation, strengthens essence, and regulates urination. In simple words, it helps food digest better, strengthens the kidney's energy, and keeps the bladder balanced. I recall a patient of mine, Richard, age 68, a retired construction worker. He often complained of bloating, feeling like food just sat in his stomach, and he was also waking up 2 or 3 times each night to use the bathroom. During one visit, I suggested he try preparing chicken gizzards. Boil them until tender, slice them thin for a salad, or stir-fry them lightly with vegetables. These are very common dishes in Asian households. 6 weeks later, he came back smiling. "Doctor, I can't believe it. That cheap little food actually helps me digest better. My stomach feels lighter, and I'm waking up less at night." To me, his story is living proof that what many Americans dismiss as worthless can sometimes be the very thing that restores health in later years. Benefits for seniors. Rich in zinc and iron, Right Arrow helps rebuild blood cells and lowers the risk of anemia. Supports digestion. Right Arrow natural enzymes reduce bloating and discomfort. Strengthens kidney function. Right Arrow helps reduce nighttime urination and fatigue. Boosts energy. Right Arrow thanks to B vitamins like B2 and B12. How to use it. Boil until fully cooked, then slice thin for salads with fresh vegetables. Stir-fry quickly with onions or celery to keep nutrients intact. The thin inner lining can even be dried and brewed into tea, a traditional Eastern remedy. Who should be careful? People with high uric acid or gout should limit intake, since gizzards are high in purines. Always cook thoroughly, never eat raw or undercooked gizzards. So there we have it, the chicken gizzard, the gold inside the bell. A food that costs so little, yet can do so much for digestion and kidney health. But the third part may surprise you even more. In America, most people can't stand its smell and throw it away. Yet in Eastern medicine, it's praised as a superfood for the blood, the eyes, and the kidneys. That's the chicken liver, and I believe once you hear the latest science, you'll never look at it the same way again. The final part I want to share with you today is probably the one most Americans can't stand the smell of. The moment they notice it, they throw it away. I'm talking about chicken liver. In American supermarkets, chicken liver is often sold cheaply, and many families never buy it at all. Yet in Eastern medicine, chicken liver is considered a superfood for the blood, the eyes, and the kidneys. And what's fascinating is that modern science has now confirmed this belief has real merit. Chicken liver is packed with vitamin A, vitamin B12, folate, iron, and copper. Vitamin A protects the retina, improves eyesight, and prevents dry eyes. Vitamin B12 and folate are essential for making red blood cells, helping to prevent anemia, a very common problem in older adults. The iron in chicken liver is far easier to absorb than plant-based iron, making it a quick and powerful way to restore the body's stores. A study published in the American Journal of Clinical Nutrition in 2017 found that older adults who consumed enough vitamin B12 and folate had a 37% lower risk of anemia compared to those who were deficient. In traditional Eastern medicine, chicken liver is described in the classic compendium of Materia Medica as nourishing the liver, enriching the blood, and brightening the eyes. For centuries, it was used in porridge for those who felt dizzy, weak, or suffered from fading vision. I once treated Margaret, age 70, who was constantly tired and felt lightheaded whenever she stood up. Her family doctor told her she had mild anemia. Margaret admitted she had never eaten chicken liver before because, in her words, it smells unpleasant. I suggested she try a simple recipe. Pan-sear chicken liver quickly with onions, sprinkle with a little black pepper. It's a traditional dish enjoyed in many parts of Europe and Asia. After 2 months, her blood tests showed clear improvement. Her hemoglobin had risen, and she happily told me, "Doctor, I don't feel dizzy when I walk anymore." And that chicken liver with onions turned out to be surprisingly delicious. Sometimes, opening our hearts to a food we once overlooked is all it takes to discover medicine already waiting in our kitchen. Benefits for seniors. Prevents anemia. Right Arrow thanks to vitamin B12, folate, and iron. Protects eyesight and memory. Right Arrow vitamin A supports vision and lowers the risk of cognitive decline. Boosts energy. Right Arrow better blood flow and oxygen delivery. supports kidney function. Right arrow, stronger blood, helps reduce fatigue and eases the kidney's workload. How to use it? Pan-sear quickly with onions or garlic. Avoid overcooking to preserve nutrients. Chicken liver porridge is a traditional Eastern dish that nourishes the blood. Best enjoyed 1-2 times per week, enough for benefits without excess cholesterol. Who should be careful? Those with high cholesterol or chronic liver disease should limit intake. Always choose clean, high-quality livers and cook thoroughly. Never eat raw or undercooked chicken liver. So now we've covered all 3 parts of the chicken that are so often thrown away: the bones and marrow, the gizzard, and the liver. And all 3 have been proven by modern science to support the kidneys, the blood, and healthy aging, while also echoing the wisdom of ancient Eastern medicine. But how can we actually enjoy these foods in a way that feels safe, tasty, and not overwhelming? Stay with me, because next I'll reveal a bonus tip: how to combine these 3 chicken parts with a few simple spices, turning them into a dish that's not only delicious but a true remedy for the kidneys and the bones. My dear friends, we've just explored 3 parts of the chicken that many Americans throw away, yet both traditional medicine and modern science recognize them as powerful remedies for the kidneys and for healthy aging. Chicken bones and marrow, rich in collagen and minerals, supporting joints and kidney function. The gizzard, the gold inside the chicken's belly, helping digestion, building blood, and easing nighttime urination. The liver, a superfood full of vitamin A, B12, and iron, protecting the eyes, preventing anemia, and restoring energy. What do they all have in common? They've been forgotten, but they hold the key to strengthening the kidneys and the blood, 2 foundations that allow us, even in later years, to keep our strength, our memory, and the peaceful sleep we all long for. Bonus tip: if you're worried about taste or cholesterol, here's a simple trick I often recommend. When cooking these 3 parts, add a little ginger, turmeric, or garlic. These spices not only reduce odor, but modern research also shows they help lower inflammation, support the liver and kidneys, and strengthen the immune system. Nutrients Journal, 2021. Sometimes, it's as simple as a bowl of chicken bone broth with a few slices of ginger or chicken liver pan-seared with onions. These humble dishes can become true medicine at your dinner table. Often in life, the most precious things are the ones we've overlooked or thrown away. And with our health, especially in later years, it's the same. We don't always need something exotic or expensive. Sometimes, just a pot of bone broth, a plate of gizzards, or a serving of chicken liver can be nature's way of nourishing our kidneys and blood. Remember, to protect your kidneys and nourish your blood is to protect your life, your memory, and your joy in old age. If this video was helpful for you, please tap the like button. It truly supports our work. Don't forget to subscribe and turn on the notification bell so I can share more health wisdom with you every day. And I'd love to hear from you. Of these 3 chicken parts, have you ever tried one before? Share your story in the comments. Your experience might inspire and guide someone else in our community. I look forward to seeing you in the next video, where together we'll continue learning how to live healthier, live longer, and live happier in the golden years of life.